Yeah, Meikaiko Sivalba. It says there's no reason for you all to reach the ninth layer. Yeah, there's no reason for you all to reach the ninth layer, but this was just a basic knowledge that I wanted to talk about. The storm border has crash landed somewhere around the end of the third layer and the beginning of the fourth layer. It says if we were to with the 4-pace sequence, we'll be able to arrive there in no time. But before that, there is a large problematic sequence we must overcome. In the second layer, the red underworld line of Tora Tora Uki, the cryptor has brought upon the god of war. Teskari Toporika ni yotte majin to natta osuru ekiって書いてです. That area has now been become a demonic land due to the interference of Teskatori Poka. Teskatori Poka. Yeah. It's a very frightening world. A cryptor that brought upon the god of war. Does that mean? That means it's the David. Yeah, it's a David that summoned. It's a servant that David summoned. I believe in the Aztecian must be one of the highest pillar gods in the proper human history. The god of war and sacrifice, Tezcatlipoca. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we met him. We said hello. Because we technically, quote-unquote, died. Oh, look, dude, we got a Canadian Mark camp? Sure. Does that mean the Grand Servant is Tezca? We don't know. That's a possibility. There's no confirmation about that. But it does say that it is a god of war that the cryptor brought in. It is a scary world that became a demonic area due to the influence of Tezcatlipoca. And then MASH self-inserted saying the cryptor that brought upon the god of war means, and then we answered that it must be a servant that David summoned. And then we talk about Tezcatlipoca, which is the proper human history's Aztecian highest ranking god pillars, and among them, the god of war and sacrifice. So there's no confirmation here. It's just that it's our it's a confirmation bias right here. I don't know. We're assuming that it is because of the topic. Because this is just Mash's interjection of logic connection. So yeah, David could summon Tezcatlipoca. But we don't know for that sure. There's no guarantee. I see. A proper human history. You are, you guys are technically considered as a Homo sapiens. And you now have 6 continents. Many different countries within that continent. However, the human type and structures may be different, but trying to live together in harmony as best as they can and creating their civilization while they are evolving. If we were to compare our situation in your shoes, I believe we will be considered as the reptilian sequence. 制限値や UF の地上編宇宙進行はされていない。It says, yeah, we live in the land, right? AKA, we live in the area of the land, of the planet's surface, or AKA, you know, what's been given to us. We never went out to space exploration. Ocean? It's the very first time hearing the term ocean. If you can explain it to me in detail. I see. A continental land and other things such as that exist. How peculiar. Then if the environment of such a world is like that, then perhaps the life form and the life force that surrounds the continent must be plenty and bountiful. So the question bounces out to, does Denos have any water-type reptilians? An aquatic, you say? Unfortunately, it'll be a very rare occurrence to see an aquatic-type Denos about. After all, if you were to start living in the world of the water, the bone structures and bone masses needs to be large and big. Therefore, it'll be very difficult and very problematic in the surface area if they were to revert back to it. Ningen gekko, Einstein同士、明治、社会的な組み込みは伝承できたので結構です。あなたたちが特性を見えるに万里の研究は石を積み上げるように進んだのです。It says here, when it comes to political factions, working together in collaborations, factions, working, society, corporations, all that stuff is already been notified with your attitudes and your sequence. From the special features that I've seen from you all and the conversations you've had together so far, you must have done quite the absurd amount of research. Research like putting rocks on top of each other times quite the amount. It says understanding the exploration of your own planet that you reside in and learn more intellectual facts about them. And even though you have no way of flight, was able to create mechanism to observe the stars beyond the realm of such. 遺伝子 DNA cell DNA cell 元子 DNA cells an understatement and origin and duplication in primordial thing. 広い大きな宇宙を知るためには故障の理想を知る必要がある。素晴らしい。So in order to learn the vast world of the cosmos, or aka the space, right? In the gigantic world of space, you needed to learn the very tiniest rules of physics and astronomics and cellular information. How fascinating. It says, my eyes can definitely cry out corns. My eyes can pop out more corns is how I feel. Essentially, super baffled and in tears because it's so advanced, right? Anata tachi no keiken wa han人類史級の人は転がるたびに炎症が変わるのをしたいのやってしまった。ものすごい理解力。So it says, it says, you humans have accumulated proper human histories. People are very experienced and well down and passed down within generations and generations. The more you trip and the more you tumble, a very peculiar emblem and way of changing. 転がるたびに紋章の変わる多胞体のようだ。 It says every time you roll, an emblem would change. A very peculiar being of sort. And then, yeah, I selected the fact that I got... yeah, instead of me asking the question, it asked so many more questions than anticipated. And then it says, the fact that he can still understand all this is quite surprising. It says, were you surprised about this? Yes. When I saw Mr. Tepeu in the cavern, I definitely felt the same emotions that you are feeling right now. It says, Mr. Tepeu, specifically, if you were to mention one thing to Mr. Tepeu, afterwards, he would come up with 10 different things that would connect in sequential value. Even if that is something that Mr. Tepeu does not know the laws or the sequence or the rules to. It says, it's not even a borderline of talking genius. It's almost, we can even say that this is super brain. This dinosaur is super brain. I agree. I wonder if he's different from other dinos. I don't know much about the dinos, but Tepeu, are you perhaps all alone? Is it because you're so smart that you started to live in the cavern all by yourself? Yes. The terminology that you've told me before. Due to the fact that I'm an above average, not the same ordained normal type humans, and because of that I have subsequently been an outcast. Solo. What I would say would be an irregular sort in your terminology. Yes. I believe that is quite correct. Me and other dinos' thought process and opinions were not clashing and were not meshing well. And because of that, I have decided to take myself into a floor 1 environment, aka in realm 1. I have chosen to live on my own in this area in the realm 1. In actuality, dinos do not crave for knowledge. Dinos, in their natural instincts, do not crave for knowledge. After all, there was no necessity for them to acquire knowledge and intelligence in order to counteract the lack of their physiques. After all, from what I've been hearing, the Homo sapiens' lifespan is quite short and very frail and fragile compared to other animals. Survivability tactics is very lacking in every direction. And because of that, their bodies and their intelligence needed to evolve. However, we dinos was not the same. We're not the same. Because in the land of Mictoran, there was no threat. There was no threat that was endangering us whatsoever. Therefore, there was no need for us to evolve from the first place. It says, I see. Yeah, after all, if a dinosaur has intelligence, they're the best. It says, it says, that is a surprise, however, an wait. 黒部の中のカエルでしたか。私たちの消化機能は素晴らしい。あなたたちの消化機能は素晴らしい。そこまで多少の以上の雑草は我々に不可能です。It says, however, it's saying, he's saying the proverb, right? Saying the pot, it's the same concept of pot calling the kettle black. It's a saying, like you, like you are fascinated by me, I'm fascinated by you. It's kind of the proverb, right? It's like kind of staring down, yeah, staring down at the well of a frog. It says, however, your functionality of your digestive system is quite superb. The fact that it is so complex and have many different layers and sequence of many different cellular structures, it is quite ununderstandable, or it is something that is impossible for us Dinos to replicate. Yeah, analyzing a poisonous substance in such a plant and understanding it and extracting the nutrients and discarding the poison, or if not, reusing it into other features. Yeah, it says, you guys would say, yeah, you all say it like it's a natural and normal occurrence. But that itself is a wonderful revolution and evolution of, yeah, it's a wonderful evolution and revolution in, yeah, intelligence. It says, I'm so jealous. Yeah, I'm so jealous, I'm bribing with envy. The fact that you're able to make so many different life forms and plants into your own meal, right? Food, into your into your digestive category. Consumption to materials. Yeah, you think so? Well, now that you mentioned it, I think culinary culture might just be a human unique thing. I bet. I think you should say that to Bakery. If you say that, I think she'll be very happy. Uh, 私の役員のパンチが弱い気がします。役者のパンチが弱い。Yeah, she would always say things like, her job feels a little bit lackluster and I might be forgotten. She sometimes skulks about it, you know? Mr. Tepeus, Mr. Tepeu, I do want, yeah, please do excuse me from diverging the conversation. Can you tell us more about Dinos, if you can? After all, we never have conversated any other Dinos besides Mr. Tepeu. So, we have no idea besides you. Ah, yes. I believe the Dinos is structural and and how the life form works. I believe I'll conversate about such. Notice it's dark. Oh my god. Give me 1 second. I gotta pee. There's so much fucking lore. Essentially, we Dinos are deemed a humanity of this lost belt. Yeah, we were in charge. The eldest spiritual being that has been entrusted to run the world.愚か愚か以前ミクトランが作られた時、我々の資産は地上から移動進みました。テストは人類における恐竜にしたものです。Interesting. So, essentially, yeah. The Lost Belt's concept of human, or aka humanoid, they were the eldest spirit that run the earth, in charge of running the world. When very recently, when Mictoran was been formed and created, our ancestors moved from the surface side to here. When we say ancestors, I believe it is a very life structure that proper human history would label them as dinosaurs. From the conversation that I've had with Miss Smash, there was many different types of dinosaurs. One that was the quote unquote the long neck type that resides in water and likes to eat 爬虫類本類である首長竜 essentially a long-necked dino, aka the bird species of a winged dino. And essentially a dinosaur that thrives in just pure land was, I believe, the separation. However, dinos most of them are land type creatures. It says, however, our birth was the help of Maya. Yeah, due to Maya, our birth was being born. So there is some minor control to it, but it's not like there is there is no possibility. There is not a possibility that we might have a winged dinosaurs and long-necked dinosaurs. In actuality, I can guarantee you that the winged dinosaurs are rare, but they still exist to this day. 先ほどは遺産という言葉を使いましたが、私にはこう労働や問題あるため、So yeah, it says I did say out of the question, the word term out of question. However, the way that I used it was quite problematic because it is quote unquote it is out of the tribe, out of my problem. 一方つば竜首長竜その生まれからして京都はいられるでしょう。Essentially, how Tepe is like kind of an irregularity. Winged dinosaurs and long-necked dinosaurs are born irregular. Because, yeah, there's some interesting factor that dinosaurs, all the dinosaurs were a lot of herbivores. A lot of the herbivores are being there, and not a lot of carnivores existed. So, with that said, if you've noticed the conversation, all dinos are herbivores. There is no dinos that exists. Yeah, there's no dinos that exist as a carnivore. 肉を食べると毒質の分解できずに苦しみ、知性を失い、やがて死に至ります。Oh, interesting. They can't eat meat. If they were to consume meat of any caliber or any type, they cannot create an antidote to separate within the body, struggles, and in agony, later on lose their intelligence. And in the end, they will reach to their death. AKA all the quote-unquote unintelligent or AKA intelligentless dinos that we've encountered so far is the situation that we see beforehand. Is it perhaps maybe we do not know that they've thrown away their logic or their intelligence in front of in facing death, or due to the fact that poison that was given by Oseruto, they became rampant. These are the two options we can come out with so far. Oh, I see. They were very scary, but they were sad little dinos in the end, huh? Even though they're suffering and they're technically dead, on top of that, they would still continue to eat and eat flesh specifically. That's like a zombie. Why did Oseruto do such a thing? I suppose it's a new teachings. From your terminology, a new religion. Or a new fad. A new religion, I suppose, is the better term. It says, now that I understand more about this, I believe the person who done this, Oseruto, is very similar to your caliber, a Homo sapien type living being. I believe that person is human. After all, they came all of a sudden to Mictlan to create an entire land structurally. They would offer to their gods a very strong heart. That is their religious teaching. In the land of Mictlan, the most strongest creature living was technically dinos. So of course, their targets are going to be us dinos. They have created the town of Oseruto. Yeah, the city of Oseruto in the 5th realm. And as a ritualistic sequence, they would offer the dinos as hearts and rip them out in as a show. It says, now that we were able to trade information and intelligence, I too now figured out what's going on with Mictlan, and I can now assess the situation more deliberately and focusedly. Currently, from what I've heard, in Mictlan, there are two different opposite forces infighting. One is us dinos. We're protected by Kukurukan, the sun god. Okay. Chichen Itza. The Dino King president that runs the land of Chichen Itza, protected by Kukurukan. That's Quetz, by the way. The other one is Ocelot. With that Cryptor, the proper human history, he brought in a new god. A land of, the Town of the Dead, or aka the Town of the Dead, that was structurally created by the god Tezcatlipoca, a sacrificial god in Mexico City. Mexica City, excuse me. Mexico City. Yeah. あなたたちの目的ではあるストームボーダーの出力点はこの2つの魔界です。Oh my god. The objective that you guys are currently going through into the storm border, the crash landed location is between middle of them. Wait. So the god that resides in Mexico City, is that where David's location is? Wait, Cryptor. David's the servant that has been technically been summoned by Mr. David should definitely be a divine spirit from the proper human history. I can understand that, but from the topic you've just discussed, is there a god that protects your land as well for the dinos? And the fact that it's Kukurukan. Huh? Wait, Why are you? Why are you? Mash. Why are you so bent up on that? Isn't it normal and not crazy to have lost belts to have gods, right? No. It's that technically the god of Kukulkan, in proper human history terms, is a Mayan god, Mayan mythology, titled as the god of wind and water. And however, Dinos and the others are completely different from the mythos of proper human history. So, the fact that a god who would have such a title to be in Mictlan doesn't technically make sense. Well, if we were to go that specific, in technicality, the Mictlan itself, the title of the underworld of Aztecian mythology is being stated, so... But... What you're trying to say is that your mythology and our world's rules and current circumstances do not match, correct? It is a natural and argumentative, understandable standpoint. However, the answer is quite simple. The sun god, even that title or even that concept, was recently just been born. Crittar がやってくるまで言葉による会話もあまりしていなかった。It says that is what we've been. 我々はそういうことに矛盾期であった。We were oblivious to that factor. Oblivious. Got it. Yeah, we were oblivious to that such factor. Until the cryptor came along, we barely had any conversation with the words and words and intelligence. So the term God was a concept itself that has been bestowed from the proper human history. It says, until David Zemvoid arrived into this lost belt, in our world of Dinos, God did not exist. The fact that he would summon a proper human history god, Tezcatlipoca, because of that, a lot of things and a lot of meanings started to have labels to them. So we're assuming that Tezcatlipoca is summoned by David. Okay. So if you're wondering now, Tezcatlipoca is technically summoned by David from Mash's deduction and Tepeo's explanation currently. However, そこにあるものが特別になるものになる。それは次元思考層ではありませんが、次元OK 化交換行為ではありませんが、ただそこにあるものが特別なもの。それは現象の大きい感じではありません。The concept change of thing just happens to be there to becoming special about it. That phenomenon of sequence has not occurred instantaneously, but that was the very first time a story, a folktale, or aka, the first time a story has been arrived into our world. Oh my lord. Let me get some water up in this bitch. This impossible enemy. Ah! Yes. But you say defeat, right? The fun fact is, it's the beast that's going to defeat the impossible enemy, and we defeat the beast. And by doing so, we will be the one who defeated the impossible enemy. Which is a very, like, funny line to say, but it is the fact, right? Because in technicality, if you bring that fact of you defeated a beast that technically defeated the ultimate one, it means that you technically can defeat the ultimate one, and that concept will get applied, which means that we can do damage to that fucker. And that's a very important factor, and how you pull it off is going to be interesting to see in Lb7. But enough about that. Back to reading. I will take a quick rest. I will take a sleep from here on out. I would like to gather my information that I've learned so far. You know, sort it and get it all done. I see. And so Mr. Tepu has retired early, went to sleep. Dots. It says Miss u-olga Murray has separated from us about 20 meters, and during that location, she's staring at the stars. It says this is perfect. I feel a little bad for you, but I'm gonna tell you the situation. Yes. We'll be talking about how we're going to be dealing with Miss u-olga Murray and our plan. And our plan for the future goes, correct? It's a senpai. What do you think about Miss u-olga Murray? It says due to the factor in this current circumstances, she has suffered a memory obstruction, aka amnesia, or something that made her pop a memory. It only remembers its name and a situation of her objective. That's the situation we are in. U-olga Murray is technically a alien that arrived from Earth in order to rule it, right? There is no personal. There is no personal memory besides that factor. It says, she only has the knowledge of the visual records that she's seen in order to learn about Earth. She does not remember about the Karudeas. She does not know about the bleachification of the Earth. And she does not know the battle we had at the Storm Border. It says, I, for once, even if she were to be the foreign god, I do not want to fight her whatsoever. For this last 12 hours, she was very friendly and she was very allied towards us. If the memories were not to return, at this rate, yes, I think that for right now, we should stay quiet that she's technically the foreign god. It was quite surprising for me too, but I think that's a good idea. You keep saying that she'll run Earth over and over, but she's definitely saying that she's not going to rule over humanity. More like she wants to, control and observe and manage much better efficiently. That's the nuance that I get. And then, due to the fact that I think u-olga Murray is essentially the Animisphere's quote-unquote servant. It's essentially, it is the atmosphere. It's Karudea. It's Karudea's. It's not the Karudea's grand servant, but it's technically Karudea's quote unquote counterforce. It's Karudea's counterforce, which is different from the Earth's counterforce. Because it wants to protect Karudea, which in technicality, it is a guarantee assurance of humanity 100 years in the future. And then the fact that, yeah, her original purpose is to manage humanity in a better way means that she is a grand servant of Karudea. Karudeus, which is the fucking replica of the Earth. So therefore, if Karudeus is in trouble, Karudeus should be able to summon, its own counterforce because it's a mirror of Gaia, and Gaia can summon counterforce, which technically equates to grand servant. The foreigner gods, yeah, she's completely different from the time she assaulted us while she was acting like a foreigner god. It says, I bet the current situation, it's her original state. So, what you're saying is that as long as the actual person doesn't remember about the foreigner god part, at the very least, she won't turn around and make become our enemy anytime soon, right? And if that's the case, I agree with the current plan. However, you have to promise me something. There should be no more hiding. それ以外の隠し事はなしにしよう。何もかも黙っているのは友達じゃないぜ。Wow, Habanyan. Habanyan with the fucking bro word there. It says, so essentially Habanyan says, I agree, so we should go with this plan. However, from here on out, no more hiding. No more hiding anything from her. It says, yeah, not telling her anything and staying quiet is not what friends do. That's of course, Habanyan. And if that's the case, so you can say Miss President or Miss Yusan. You saw that little like sub smile? She was happy that she was being called. What is it? I was quite busy concocting a presidential sign in the constellation stars, you know. We sincerely apologize for quite the hard work you were doing. Creating a constellation. I think that sounds quite romantic. Whenever it comes to a new, whenever you witness a new star, or AKA the new heavens, or AKA stargaze, right? The stars, the sky. It's only natural to play with stars. It's only natural that you play with the stars and the planets. It's a way of the noble, but whatever. And I bet Olga used to do that when she was young too. If you have something to say, speak up. I suppose it's not a conversation that'll ever satisfy me to an extent. We're talking about everything, and she's just making all the face, and she's fascinated. Dude, she is 100% into the story that we're telling her. What the fuck are we telling her? Hey, thanks for the subscribe, my friend. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for the raid, my friend. I appreciate it. It says, yeah, that is what we are. And our job. And our property. Servant, master, mage, magic, Karudea, human incineration, special singularity, Bleachification of the Earth, Cryptors, Lost Belt, Proper Human History, Tree of Emptiness. Excuse me. Swap the Tree of Emptiness and the Lost Belt. I said it in different order. The how many times Earth has been in crisis. I now sincerely understand the foolishness of humanity to its full extent. It seems like you guys had it rough. Quite the stuff happened. But even just once, you were able to return your futures back to where it was. Well done. It's making me cry, bro. I'm tearing up. Oh, that's such a great character development for Olga. Holy shit. That's crazy. Damn, dude. That's insane. She's grown to the point that she's able to compliment, people's efforts, from the very get-go. Because remember, if you read the Fuyuki, her attitude was definitely different. Her attitude was definitely more high and mighty. Now, even if she's got shredded and tortured, she's able to compliment a person's accomplishment is so good. It says, even just once, you're able to bring back your own future, right? Well done. It says, you've done a wonderful job, Protag. And you've done good, you've done a hard work, Mash. It says, Karadea's organization is quite intense, I see. It says, in order to protect the human history and humanity's history without nobody else ever knowing. It definitely feels like a worthy of job trying to do. And then Mash goes, Director? Director? What do you mean by that? It says, are you guys bugging out or something? Sometimes you say these weird terms to me. No. That's not what I wanted to say. Well, from the topic-wise, out of 100, I suppose it's 90. I suppose I'm not 100% satisfied, but I'm 90% satisfied. Do you know why I'm 90% and not 100? No. Are you not satisfied with our little story whatsoever? What? What do you mean? Something is lacking, you see. See? Look. I understand that Protag and Mash has worked hard. I have proof of that and acknowledge that. It says all the big pictures are very colorful and awesome. But whenever it comes to middle of the story, the details are all carved out. I think somebody who's should exist, that should shine bright. I think that would add a better story to that sequence. I don't know what, or I don't know who, but somebody should be there to shine brighter than ever before. It says, I bet because Olga Murray's not here, it's -10, right? And then you got the second option that says, Do you want to do this job that's worth the while? And then, yeah, she's happy about that. It says how foolish. The foolish meter of humanity has made it so that what your talkback has made it 100% in points. 10 out of 10. It says, yeah, the fact that you would say so much and ask, I would help out save your Earth, this little job of yours. I will fight alongside together with you as friends. Hooray! You saw that? Did you see that subtle smile? See? And here's the thing. And it's funny too that Olga's trying to want to be like friends, right? It's very cute. So this begs the question, right? Notice that the foreign priestess is here. Simultaneously, Olga is here. So is this the spiritual of Olga, or is this the physical body of Olga? This is a very intriguing factor, right? Dots staring at it. Or I wonder if she's staring the sky like Olga Murray. Oh, 嬉しさのあまりに興奮している我々ですが、夜も明けてきました。そろそろ寝袋に入るべきよ。Olga Murray being an MPP? Yeah. Essentially, it was just kind of a tsundere way, right? To be like, let me join in on your crew, right? And we said, because Miss Olga Murray's not here, it's -10, right? And it says, yeah, that foolish statement you said made it 100% worth the while. If you really want me to help you out, I guess I suppose I can help you with saving the Earth. It says, yeah, I'll help you out as a friend. I'll help you out as an ally. And then the foreign priestess was staring at us, watching this little Endover shenanigans. It says, however, we were so excited. We were so excited to the point that the night has fallen. I believe we should head back. I believe we should take a rest for today. I believe the topic of Mr. Tepeu, in about half quote unquote, within like 6 to 8 hours, the sun would come back. Oh, actually, no, it just said it right there. It said, so, 太陽がやってくることです. So in a half a feature, the afternoon time, they would lose the sun. And then half a cycle or so, the sun would come back. If we were to convert that into a time calculation, it'll be roughly about 12 hours. It says we should definitely sleep for about 7 hours in, and then while it is still nightfallen, we should get out of the cornfield right away. It says, yep. Whatever it comes to Overwatch, or aka Camp Watch, leave it to me. You guys can sleep, easily sleep, okay? Yep, thanks, Marine. I'll take your word up on it and fall asleep. Huh? Oh, right. She doesn't have a concept of sleeping. Huh? Uh-oh. We're getting sniper shotted? What's going on? Oh, you got fucking... Or you fucking got like a... He's got a whatchamacallit. He's got a little scope. And it says, seems that quite the problem situation has occurred. これは困ったことになってしまったな. So, our man and priest clothing is a little saying this is quite problematic. Is it though? Is it though?